I'm so blind. I can't even read that. All right, guys, welcome back to my podcast, our YouTube channel, our Patreon, our Twitch, our Discord. Welcome back. That's the bottom line here. Today I have a special guest. Well, he's not really a guest, but he's my co-host, Ryan. Ryan, say hi.
Hi, it's Ryan.
That was
First
Ryan.
time here. Excited to be on here.
Yes, he is. That was Ryan. Today we're going to be talking about... I'm just going to bring this over, honestly. We're going to be talking about a handful of things. Main deal here is Toy Story review. It just came out. Ryan, how do you feel about the Toy Story review?
Oh, man.
We haven't even started it.
Can't wait to listen to us talk about the Toy Story review.
I'm just going to put it on blast on my car, advertise myself.
We should review the review after.
We should.
Making a Toy Story review.
I'm going to cut that laugh out, but that's funny. We're going to do it.
Leave it in.
Our first topic for today, just to kind of warm up, we're going to be talking about... You read it off. We're tag team here.
All right. Today, we're going to talk about... We're talking about humility?
Starting from top to bottom.
Oh, right. Sorry, guys. We're going to talk about company inclusion. Okay? And that ranges from a lot of things, you know?
Ryan, what was the point that you were bringing up earlier today?
So, you know, everywhere you go, we always hear about this, like, woke advertising.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see it in the Gillette commercials. You see it in, like, popular media, you know, whether it be minorities, women, people of any kind of other group that's not represented. So we're just going to be talking about that.
All right. And what was that thing you were mentioning earlier about the Asian?
Yeah. So this is something that's near and dear to my heart because, you know, in the last episode I was talking about how, you know, I'm a white guy. That's only half the story, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Half the Toy Story.
Yeah, exactly. I may look white. I'm half Vietnamese, though. That's the big secret, you know? So, legally, I could say Asian slurs. Not really.
I don't think anyone can legally
No, I have a legal
slurs.
right. I looked it up.
Oh.
Yeah, it says right there in the Constitution, First Amendment, it says Ryan can say racial slurs. Remember Blade was talking about it.
Oh, how he has the right to whip every minority.
Oh my god! Yeah. Alright, but it's okay. You see it a lot in just like movies, especially in music. I see that a lot in music lately. But there was like Crazy Rich Asians, and I think that was probably like the big jumping off point for like Asian inclusion in like Hollywood and things like that. Mm-hmm. I think that's interesting. I never watched the movie.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I heard it was good though.
I hear it's good, but my favorite part right now is a lot in like hip hop, you know? Like I sent you the link to this, but you know, Joji.
Oh,
originally known as Filthy Frank. I think he is my favorite source of like Asian representation in media.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Joji like, is that like an Asian name or?
I think it's just it's a weird way of him saying George, his real name. You know what I mean?
Oh, like Georgie, but with
Yeah.
J's. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
George Miller. But dude, he's like, you know, I'm glad to be Asian just so I could see him rise to the top, man.
Hey, be proud of your heritage, you know?
Yeah. He started off just some dude in his like room videotaping him and his friends, and it was all to like support his career in like music. But then he just got caught up in the hole of YouTube being like, you know, an edgy meme lord, which I loved. Mm-hmm. But now that he's grown out of that and started the movement into like music, like it's been good. It's been pretty good. You know.
How long has he been trying to rise up?
I think he's been like really getting into music for like 3 years, you know, maybe 4 years. But, you know, it's interesting to see his evolution because it started off with him doing the pink guy persona, and that was his only like escape into music. and it was kind of like a bunch of like meme music, you know. He made like rice balls or something, and like a bunch of just like kind of edgy stuff that fit his persona as like Filthy Frank. But then, you know, time went on, he started like getting glimpses into it, what would be known as like his sound as Joji.
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
And that, I think that's interesting, you know, because, you know, he had that crazy ass voice, you know, as Filthy Frank, where it's all just throat, you know, she's like, oh, hey guys, it's Filthy Frank, you know, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that messed up his voice, and he sounded like crap for like the longest time. He couldn't sing.
Oh, shit.
But you know that you know, Sanctuary, the song I sent you?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you guys got to check out this song. It released this month. It was great. Oh, last month, I think.
How would you spell Joji?
J
J
O J I.
All right,
Yeah, Joji.
look him up, guys. Support our boy.
Yeah, but he's refined his voice, man. It's really gotten pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's like putting in. He's dropping a lot.
Yeah, and then Rich Brian he's like, I think they're like friends or something, but they also like are in 88 Rising with him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But you see it in other places, not just like in Asian, like you don't just see like Asian representation, you see it like in all walks of life.
The black community is really prominent in
Yeah.
the media right now.
Yeah.
You got the Key and Peele guys like making movies and shit. Jordan
Yeah.
Peele, right?
Ooh.
He took over. He took on the reboot for Twilight Zone. He came out with all these films. They're in Toy Story. I'm sure there's a lot more that they've been doing, like on like just these two guys. But who else? Michael B. Jordan is a big one.
Yeah.
You know, like he was in. I think he started off in Friday Night Lights, if I'm not mistaken. But then after that, he got really popular and then just blew up out of nowhere. I think because of Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was like Instagram fame like made him really popular.
Yeah.
Companies recognized that, took him in. They turned him they made him Creed. He's really good in the Creed films.
Oh yeah, I saw the first one. That was really good.
Man, everyone's gonna bag on me for this, but I haven't seen the first one. I saw the second one. Everybody tells me the second one's way better though.
Really?
But the second one feels like a really, really nice, cohesive closure to the whole franchise.
Yeah.
It feels it's fulfilling. It's a fulfilling film.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, you should watch it. You should watch it.
I kind of like avoid sequels, honestly.
Yeah, typically like I would too, but Stallone is all sequels.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
His sequels are like decent enough to like add to the story.
Yeah. Quick cutaway. You know what the best sequel is?
What is that?
Shrek 2.
Yeah.
No meme. Like, you know, it's really funny to like goof on like Shrek and everything because it just went so bad. But like Shrek 2, that's so good, man.
It is a good film. You know, my Uncle Mario, he's like the youngest guy in my dad's family.
Mm-hmm.
He's from my dad's side. Yeah. But when that movie came out, he still does, but the human version of Shrek looks exactly like my Uncle Mario.
Wow, dude.
And I was tripping balls. I was like, Uncle Mario. And he's like, what? I'm like, you're Shrek.
You're Shrek, dude.
You're Shrek. And he's like, what the fuck?
Dude, does that mean Shrek is secretly Latino? Maybe that's the first part of inclusion.
Maybe that's his accent.
Latino.
His accent. Dead giveaway.
Definitely.
Dead giveaway.
I don't know what else kind of accent it would be, but Latino.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Michael Myers is... Did you know he's actually from Argentina?
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's funny because it's not true. Did you hear that... we're just going to talk about this for a second, then we'll move on. But did you hear that Galaxy's Edge, the new Star Wars land, isn't doing well?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Barely any attendance. The ride wait time is half an hour.
Wow.
nobody wants to go. This, you know how they have like the build your lightsaber thing?
Oh yeah.
It like a lot of them are defective and they won't refund them.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, that's what you get when you mass produce a product, and they were expecting a big turnout, and since I mean, like, I don't know.
Man.
I'm kind of bummed out now. Kind of been wanting to go. I was gonna wait. Well, my theory is that everybody that truly wants to go is waiting
for when it gets good.
For when it's supposed to die down, quote unquote. But since everybody's waiting, nobody's going. Wow. Yeah, that's what I think that's happening. But
I didn't even know that was like out already.
Oh, it's been about like 3 weeks. Not that long.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, good G. But back on like topic, you know, it's like I think there's a lot of creators that I think do like inclusivity well, or just being like where their background having a more like presence in popular media. I think a lot of them are really good. But I think, like, when companies get into it, I think it gets a little interesting, you know? Yeah. Because, you know, I think we kind of, like, agree that, like, we kind of don't trust companies in general. Yeah. Because, like, whenever it's anything that's, like woke culture, I think a lot of times it's always just to make a buck, you know? Yeah. Because the main demographic are, I guess, the woke people. Yeah. So that's your market right there. Yeah, I think the Gillette ad was really interesting because personally, you know, I agree with a lot of like the sentiment, you know, but I don't trust the company. You know, I don't trust the company. I don't like. I think they did it kind of weird. The one prior to the most recent one. Because they had another one. Was it the one where that guy wanted to, like, just ask a girl out, and then he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah. That one? Ah, that one's so cringy. Yeah. And it's like, a lot of it is, like, true. But, like, the way Gillette goes about it and how it's just, like, I don't even know how to put it. Sometimes it just felt like it was hitting all the points, which in a way was good, but it was doing it in a way that was just kind of like, you know, I don't even know. Do you know where I'm going with this? It was, it was just done poorly, I think. Yeah, because their main device was moral suasion. Yeah. I see. They were just trying to take the moral high ground on it. Yeah. You know, Taco Bell did the same thing. How? It was crazy. I saw it. It's like some kid, and he becomes like a white supremacist, right? And then, oh no, it wasn't Taco Bell. It was Subway. He becomes like a white supremacist. He like loses his family or something. It's like all this crazy stuff that happens. And then he gets a Subway sandwich after his life is like finally getting like back to normal. And it's like, what? What a weird place to go, Subway. You know? What are you doing, man? No, man. What? I used to like Subway a lot, like when we were in junior high, just because like it was just right there. Just get out of Sierra Vista, walk over, get yourself a sub for like $5. Yeah. But I don't trust them with my politics. I think Subway has like a dark past in a way. What makes you think that? Their spokesperson. Do you not remember that? I don't know anything about Subway. Oh, really? Yeah. I forget his name, but they had this dude who was really fat at first, right? And then eating like Subway and having like trainers and aides, he got really skinny. And then it turned out he was a child molester. So he just stopped eating children and started eating Subway. I don't think he stopped. And now I think he's in jail or something. It's really crazy. But I think that's like their incentive to go into the woke culture, you know?
I see.
Yeah.
Hey, but you gotta look at all these things, man. Look at all these companies in unison.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these celebrities in unison. What is their goal? What is their motive to convert people into their politics on their spectrum? You gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that, because like I won't go too into it, but mainly because this isn't what like the video's about.
Yeah.
But you when everybody is saying the same thing, just stop, analyze it, and ask yourself, well, why? What are they trying to get out of it? Because usually celebrities and companies, their only motive is power and money. So
yeah,
just look out for that. But speaking about celebrities that are gaining a lot of power and probably a lot of money, internet's boyfriend, Keanu Reeves.
dude, listen. I know we just said that you can't trust celebrities and companies. I'm in love with Keanu, dude. He's literally my favorite person right now.
Full U-turn.
Yeah, and I'm a hypocrite. I'm not gonna doubt it. But my boy Keanu, dude. Something about him. And we just watched a video about him. I think it was really interesting. Even though I don't agree with a lot of the video, what the video was talking about was what makes Keanu so charismatic in a way,
Yeah. So I don't really keep up with Keanu as much as everybody else does, just because I haven't seen any of the John Wick films, and I feel like John Wick and The Matrix is what made Keanu.
Mm-hmm.
But just from the clips that were shown in the video, Keanu's an introvert, He's a really shy guy. He's always just through his composure and mannerisms, but fuck, I'm burping a lot. But just from how he interacts with the public and with his fans, and just with random people who don't even know who he is, shows that he's a really humble guy. And maybe we don't really know the guy. We can't say this or that, but just from what we've seen, that's what it's looking to be.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it's the less you share about your life and the less you think about yourself in the media, the
Mm-hmm.
more you're liked,
Yeah.
And the more people get interested,
Mm-hmm.
It's Keanu, it seems like he doesn't share a lot about his life. And I think that's what really drives people to like him,
Mm-hmm.
because they're wow, he's done all these nice things, he doesn't talk about it, and then they just want more,
Yeah.
They want more of that Keanu goodness.
Do you think it's just because there are also celebrities on the complete opposite side of that spectrum, where all they do is talk about themselves, all they do is create drama, all they do is rile their fans up, but they're still liked. So where do you think? And typically it's the same type of people who follow both types of celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't know. That's just kind of confusing to me.
You know what I think it is? I think since it's usually similar people. I think what it is that the culture shock of Keanu is what makes them like him so much. Because I I don't always agree with him, but I like Kanye a bit.
Yeah.
Just because I think he's so ballsy or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks about how he's a god, I don't know if he's 100% believes in that.
I don't know if he really is God, but
he's probably not God, I'm gonna, I'm gonna take a hot stance, but I don't think Kanye is God.
It's gonna go out on a limb here.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I know we got a lot of Kanye supporters in our listeners.
That's
in
why
the
you're
chat.
here. That's why you're here.
Yeah, that's why you're really here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's God. But I think people see those characters as who's popular in media, and then they see this guy doesn't talk about himself. He more often deflects to talk about how great other people are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that humbleness is what makes them like him so much.
Do you think it's self-destructive to do that, or do you think he's like he's got enough self-confidence to be able to, like hold his own?
I think that it's kind of like what the video we watched was talking about, right? It's not that he's putting himself down.
Mm-hmm.
It's that he's putting other people up, And I think if you do that the wrong way, it could, it can definitely be harming in a way. Like, if you compare yourself to other people.
Agreed.
Yeah. But I think if you just put people up, talk about, they're doing great, and you don't think about yourself, and you don't compare yourself, then, it's only a positive,
And I feel like, what was I going to say? As you guys can already tell, I'm very skeptical about pretty much anything that appears on a screen. So when I was mentioning earlier about the two different types of celebrities that are both liked by the same demographic or group, because obviously Keanu Reeves is blowing up right now, right? All these companies, all these studios are trying to snag him. They're trying to get him for like a Marvel movie. They literally went up to him and they're like, "Hey, ever want to be in a Marvel movie? Just hit us up. We'll put you in." And he was like, "No."
Yeah.
It sucks because you can see companies trying to exploit someone who is seemingly genuine and authentic, So I hope that if that really is who Keanu Reeves, like if this isn't like a masquerade, which I don't think it is, because these are just videos of him in public.
Yeah.
Just random videos that like you or I could take of him, and he's just doing he's doing all these kind deeds to people he doesn't even know. I just hope they don't exploit him.
Yeah.
I want he's like an innocent child. He's so innocent.
I think the funniest thing is that he's 56.
He's 56 and he's a trained killer. He can, and I'm sure he has killed people. If you've seen him on the shooting course, he's insane.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
His form, everything.
Man,
I don't know anything about that.
And he's cute.
Yeah. my friend's boyfriend, Diana's boyfriend, Zach, looks just like Keanu Reeves.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it took me so long to realize that.
Wow.
And I told her, I was like, "Tell Zach that he looks like Keanu Reeves." And he was like, "Thank you so much."
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think just, and the video had this quote, do you remember it?
Is it the one that I wrote down here?
Yes, sir.
I think we should say that for the end.
Should we?
Yeah, just to end it off.
Okay.
We'll save it. We're at, damn.
Okay. But Keanu, he's in another movie.
He's in Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4.
The quadrilogy until it's a quintilogy.
There's going to be 10 more.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it, honestly.
They're taking it. It's been 10 years since Toy Story 3 came out.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
It's insane. It feels like that film just came out.
So I saw the movie before the last podcast. So what did you think about it, seeing it somewhat after?
I saw it a few days ago. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be honest. I thought that they were going to oversaturate it and that it was going to be redundant, because you can end off the films in 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that can be your ending. And it didn't feel like they were going to do anything after. Of course, there's rumors. There's always rumors that Disney's going to be doing this, Pixar's going to be doing that. There's going to be a sequel to, all the films that everybody loves, but they really pulled it off. And especially in a time where, Incredibles 2 was average.
Yeah.
I don't really like it, so there's that. Finding Dory was good. I really like that. But all these sequels that are coming out, I mean, with this past sequel, I think Incredibles 2 is the most recent that they've come out with.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of worried me, because, excuse me, I felt like something similar was going to happen to Toy Story 4, because where else could they possibly go with it?
Yeah.
You know? What about you?
Dude, I loved it. You know, I came in thinking, you know, the same as you, like, what are they going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I was like, it's going to be like, it's just going to be whatever, you know? I was coming in thinking, like, this is probably going to be like a C movie, you know? If it's really bad, maybe a D, like Godzilla.
Yeah.
But when I went in, I was like, wow, that was pretty good. I'd give it an A, I think.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I liked it better than Toy Story 3, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't care about Toy Story 3 as much, but
Yeah.
Toy Story 4, that was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
What was your favorite part, do you think?
I know it. Because, dude, my heart, like, exploded. Because, you know, man, I'm trying to have that family. I'm trying to find that girl.
Yeah.
You know? So, I'm a sucker for, like, true love and all that.
You're
all that
romantic.
trophy shit. Yeah. Unfortunately. Too many holes that I've fallen into. But, aside from that, the one scene, spoilers.
Spoilers, big spoilers,
I'm just
guys.
gonna put it in the title.
Yeah.
There's no way they'll miss it.
Yeah.
But anyways, the scene where he's in the playground and he's trying to get out, and escape from Harmony. I think that's her name.
I think so.
Yeah, and he like has to play dead or play toy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In front of the little merry-go-round thing.
Oh, yeah.
The little small one with the bars and you just fucking spin.
Yeah.
And he gets picked up by that girl, and then the girl says, "Oh, hi, Mr. Cowboy, how are you doing?" And in her other hand, she has Bo Peep, and she kind of meets them together. But the beauty of that scene was that the little girl greeting Woody can also be interpreted as Bo Peep greeting Woody.
Yeah.
And they're like, while she's playing with both of them, and they both look at each other with dead eyes because, well, they can't move, you know, in her hands, but they both, you can tell that they're both processing what's going on, and the fact that they can't do anything yet, that they can't say like what's up to each other yet,
Mm-hmm.
is a great moment, because you know it's gonna happen. It's not like they're gonna be ripped away from each other in that second, but just the fact that it's happening, I don't know. That scene was perfect.
I think just sorry for the creaking. I think just the dynamic between Bo Peep and Woody was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, in previous films it was just like Bo Peep is the love interest. She's a girl, and that's her whole character.
Somewhat, not a damsel, but she could have been if they wanted to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, she was kind of like, I don't even know, like the Mary Jane. You know.
Yeah, just like standing by, like, oh, my hero.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'll just wait for Woody my whole life.
Yeah.
But I really love what they did with her. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they took her two-dimensional character and just made it completely 3D, you know?
Yeah.
Like, man.
Literally, too.
Literally.
Pixar.
I think it was just really interesting to see that, you know, after being away from, like, Andy and all the other toys, that she's just become her own person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a great aspect. And by the end of the movie, I think it was really cool how he was just like, she doesn't need him, but
she wants him.
She wants him.
Yeah.
And then, biggest spoiler, guys, Woody stays with her.
That, typically, all right, so when you're not invested in a film, you can kind of see everything coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
But this film was so immersive and so close quarters with, like, everything that was going on. I was completely invested in the film, and I still can't name how many times something went wrong with trying to get Forky back. you know, and that says something. It was just so fast, but felt long enough, and you know, everybody wants Woody to stay with Bo Peep, but I feel like the audience is also conflicted because they want him to go with Bonnie. They don't want to see Bonnie sad. Yeah. You know, but anybody, like, just looking back, anyone could have guessed it, but in the moment, you don't know what's gonna happen. And when Buzz said, "Oh, she'll be okay," Woody thought he was referring to Bonnie. Oh no, Woody thought he was referring to Bo Peep. Mm-hmm. And it was Woody's instinct to assume that, and to like have to go back to Bonnie, and you can see how distraught he was. And then I don't know how they put so much emotion into these inanimate objects. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really crazy.
But and then Buzz says, Bonnie will be okay, and the fact that, and it's not everybody is actively making a decision for Woody, you know, because Buzz can say, "Oh no, I'm gonna miss my bud. I'm like selfishly, I'm just gonna want him to come back." Mm-hmm. The whole crew could say the same. Woody can be like, "I don't want to disappoint Bonnie." Bo Peep had seen, like, throughout the entirety of the movie, she notices his undying loyalty to Bonnie, and she kind of opens up to it and says, "All right, I get it that you want to please your kid." Yeah. And she'll be like, "All right, well, I want him to stay, but I know he has to do this." So it's crazy seeing how everyone is involved. It's not just Woody's decision; it's everybody's.
Yeah. I think we were talking about this before as well. That's just a really big, like, plot element of the movie, and that's just letting go. Yeah. You know. Mm-hmm. And it's not like letting go of, like, the toxic people in your life, like we were talking about last episode. This is letting go of the people who.
The good people.
Yeah, the good people, the people you love. You know, the people who need to move on, and you need to, like, love and accept. You know. I think that was the most powerful part of this movie. Mm-hmm. You know.
Is there anything else you want to say, or?
Yeah, I think, you know, like, if I can be real for a second.
Be real.
Like, you know, I'm going through something similar. Like, I have to let go of one of my best friends and let them go out to college and, you know, live their life. And, you know, as sad as I am to see them go, you know, I'm happy for them and I'm proud of them for being able to go out into college and live their life to the fullest without, like, their friends and me and everything.
Right on. Yeah, I agree. I was watching this podcast. It's called Hey Fam. It's part of the Planet Broadcasting Network. They're from Australia. They're the funniest people to listen to because all they do is cuss. You know, at least these guys do in particular. Yeah. But you know, they're older guys. They're like in their 30s, and older compared to us. Yeah. But and they were mentioning, because one of them has kids, and he was saying that the whole film's a metaphor for parents whose kids have already moved out, like empty nest syndrome. You know. Mm-hmm. So what he was explaining was that Woody is Bonnie's parent, and he's starting to realize that he's not top dog anymore. He's not going to be as loved by Bonnie. Well, not to say that Bonnie doesn't love him, but he's not going to get the attention from Bonnie that he was getting from Andy. Obviously, they're two different people. They're going to favor different toys, favor different topics, and etc. But he always wants to find something to do to please Bonnie, to make her happy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's something that a lot of parents do face, is that once their kids are out of the nest, once their kids go to college, once their kids join the military, whatever it is. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. I'm gonna keep that in. They don't know who they are anymore. Because their last 18 years, 20 years, however long their kid was with them for, was their kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They lose sight of who they are, and they don't feel like they have a purpose anymore. Yeah. And that's to get deep here. We're only 18. You're 19, right?
I'm 19. You're 18?
Yeah.
We're just babies, dude.
We're just kids, man.
Yeah.
We're about to do that to our parents, make them sad.
Yeah.
Leave. Sorry, Woody.
Sorry, Woody.
What else? Are there any topics you wanna tackle?
Let's see.
Because we've got the different types of toys and stuff.
Different types of toys. Yeah, that was really interesting. You know, we were talking about inclusion earlier, and I think this movie does a really good job without even talking about race issues or, you know, sexuality or anything. Instead, they approach it from a different, like, walks of life in general.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And after all these years, Bonnie's a different person, you know?
Mm-hmm. She
is no longer just a, you know, like, damsel character who just waits for Woody and...
are you referring to Bo Peep?
Yeah, Bo Peep.
Okay.
Is that what I said?
You said Bonnie.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Bo Peep. No, Bo Peep is no longer the same person, and in fact, it's like she came from a different, like, time period almost.
Mm-hmm.
The way that she is a lost toy, you know? And I think it's really crazy seeing, like, Woody come to grips that, you know, Bonnie's different. But then what I think is really good is that he accepts her in the end.
Bonnie or Bo Peep?
Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
Yeah.
And the thing about her being a lost toy is that she really isn't a lost toy. Like, sure, she doesn't have an owner,
Mm-hmm.
but one of the topics that they touch upon is that Woody is a lost toy
Mm-hmm.
because he's lost himself, and Bo Peep is not a lost toy because she's found herself and she knows who she is.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, it's I don't know how they can squeeze so many things out of this just the concept of toys who think and breathe and live. Also the way that actually that didn't really make sense anymore.
It's okay, I got something, but...
What's up?
So, I think that's really great. That's a great view. I didn't even think about that.
Thank you.
It reminds me of this this quote I've heard. My friend says it all the time.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Not all who wander are lost," you know? I think that's an interesting point because it's like, no matter what stage in your life you are, if you know what you want and, you know who you are, then you're good, you know? It doesn't matter if you're not stuck to one place or you haven't settled down, you know?
Definitely.
And I think that's Bo Peep, you know?
Yeah. And you know, and that's the thing that's interesting. Woody is so used to being stuck in one place. He's so used to being stationed, you know, with a kid. And once he realizes that Bo Peep's lifestyle is really appealing to him, he just wants to, like, yeah, of course you can say that he's going to settle down with Bo Peep because he is. Mm-hmm. But they're going to be out doing, like, crazy shit, adventuring, you know, doing things he wouldn't have ever thought of doing.
Yeah.
And I guess that in itself is a way, is a form of wandering.
Yeah.
Because that's typically that's essentially what they're doing. But like you said, I don't think he's not lost anymore. He might have not been lost with Andy, but he was lost with Bonnie because he was realizing that Bonnie wasn't for him. You know, Bonnie wasn't the right owner for him.
Yeah.
But what else? Do we have anything else to talk about?
We could circle back to, like, humbleness.
Oh, humility and self-prioritization.
Yeah.
Prioritization. I need to stop mumbling. Yeah, those go hand in hand because do you want to hit that first?
No, you could go.
All right. Sounds good. So with Woody wanting to do everything, wanting to always do the right thing, there comes a time where we all know that someone who's always doing the right thing but prioritizes others ahead of him or herself.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't, like, in most cases they aren't even happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that's another big thing that they touch upon is that once you realize that your work is done, that you've done everything that you can, you've exhausted all means of accomplishing the mission, you got to give yourself a break, and you got to do what you want to do, because no one's going to look out for yourself as much as you are. Of course, you got family, you know, and you're helping your family out, you're helping your friends out, whatever it may be. You got to give yourself a break too.
You got to take care of yourself.
Because if those people that you are helping truly care about you, they would say the exact same.
Just like they do with Woody.
Yeah. Just how, exactly. Good point. They let him go with Bo Peep. They don't try to convince him. They don't hesitate. They just say, we get it. You're a veteran. Like, you've done so much for us, and the least we can do is let you be happy.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. But what I think is interesting about that is it's almost like a complete contrast to Keanu's mentality, you know? Because, you know, his source of humbleness is like not thinking about himself, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, thinking about others. And I think the moral of the story is that you need a balance of both, you know?
Yes.
Keanu is really good in that he doesn't like put himself first and thinks about other people instead. But you know, there's the counter side of that. It's where it's like you're not worrying about yourself at all, you know. But then you have Woody, who wasn't thinking about himself, like I was saying, and he's prioritizing others' happiness instead of his own. So I think just the moral of the story is that you really just gotta be even.
Yeah.
You know? You have to find a balance where you're not completely narcissistic, you know? And I'm not saying that in a negative way, like you just don't want to constantly be thinking about yourself. But you also want to prioritize what's best for you as well, you know? Yeah.
And I think, and it's of course it's not black and white as everything like seems to be. It's very gray.
It's very gray.
Because you see that Woody's happiness is Bonnie's happiness.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's almost like at some points in the film, it comes off as selfish that Woody wants to save Forky. Not until when he starts realizing himself that he's doing this out of like missing Andy, do you start seeing more humility out of him? Not to say that Woody's not a humble character, but you definitely do see the turmoil in him that he sometimes he does things for Bonnie so he feels better about himself.
Yeah.
Kind of the way people will give to charity, and people will do nice things and good deeds out of guilt. You know? Yeah. So I feel like it's similar to that. And of course, like Keanu Reeves, maybe he's able to support all these people, and he's able to be incredibly humble because he's already had so much given to him in his successful career as an actor. But I think we should end it off soon.
Yeah. So I think the video we watched had a great quote, and it kind of drives home the idea of like you're not just worrying about yourself. It's like, so here's the quote, okay? So it's, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but it's thinking of yourself less, you know? And there's a lot to unpack out of that. What I see is that, you know, you don't want to put yourself down, you know? That's not humility. It's not, you know, what people call lampshading, where you put yourself down to like drive a point or whatever. It's not constantly thinking about yourself, you know? You should definitely take care of yourself, and you should do what's right for you, but you don't want to constantly be thinking about yourself, you know? It's a really gray area, like you were saying.
Yeah, and it's not just in a negative way or in a narcissistic way. Like both ways, like if the less you think bad about yourself will help, the less you think good about yourself will help as well. Just know that if you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're not, then you're going to work towards being a better person. But you will find more of yourself in others than you will stuck in your head. There's more if you go more outward, you'll find way more than inward, because you're only this small percentage of space. If you're looking at that small percentage of space, you're not going to find that one thing that's going to fulfill you. You're not going to find that thing that'll make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you haven't found it yet in yourself, it's obviously not there. At least not yet. So you got to go out there, fucking find it.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, I think that's going to be the end of our podcast, our second podcast. Thank you so much for the turnout on the first one. We weren't expecting that to be that.
Thanks, Mom. Okay.
Honestly, like, even though it's not that many people, we haven't even hit 50 views on it yet.
I'm just thankful.
It's crazy that people actually stop by and listen to a few minutes of it. Yeah. At the very least. Like, we're not doing it for views. We're not doing it for anything. It's just for fun. Yeah. But just the fact that people found it interesting and found it entertaining to whatever extent. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And don't forget to follow our Patreon, our Twitter, our Instagram at fakeinstagram.com, you know?
Mm-hmm. We just put it up, put a bunch of videos of us dancing.
Yeah. It's just double chin pictures of me, so, you know. Yeah,
I also posted 30 minutes of Toy Story 4 that I recorded on my phone. Just don't tell anybody about it. Just watch it.
And then if you really want to see the behind the scenes, I'm videotaping Eddie while he does that, so.
Oh.
I didn't tell you about that
Is
part.
that what the flash was?
Yeah.
Oh. That made more sense. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll catch you on the next one. Ryan.
See ya.
That was Ryan saying goodbye. Shit.